All right, mateys, hey, you know, clarified butter. Why and how? Well, the why is pretty simple. The how is too. I wrote these temperatures down for you. You know, when you're doing saute work, you need a good hot skillet. If you've used butter, you notice when you're starting to saute, it starts to smoke or brown real quick. Well, the clarified butter, you remove those solids from the butter and you just have clarified butter. The other thing is the smoke point. So for example, all right, just regular butter, 350 degrees, you hit your smoke point. Olive oil, now there's different types of olive oil, but on average it's going to be about 375 degrees, which that's not too bad. And canola oil, 400 degrees. But clarified butter, 480 degrees. Now you can't increase the smoke point of butter by adding oil to it. The only way to really do that is to remove the milk solids and the moisture from it, the water that might be in it. So let's take a look at how to do that. First thing is, do at least a pound. I'm pretty close to a pound. And salt-free butter is better because it has less particles in it that you need to get out. So let's take a look at that. Well, what I'm going to do here, I'll get the stove lit, get the pan warm, not hot. We don't want to burn anything here. You know, so open up our butter. And I am going to cut it a little bit, help it melt a little quicker. This is really good for if you're going to make holiday sauce. You're going to need clarified butter. We'll work on that later. Now you can see just with this low flame, we're already starting to separate the milk solids to get our clarified butter. And normally I wouldn't carry a glass bowl on board, but I borrowed one from the marina owner, Lori. And this way when we get this done, I'll show you the different. There's going to be 3 different levels of butter here when we get this melted. We're coming along pretty nice now. You don't want to bring it to a boil. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. Just keep melting it. All right, that is totally melted. I'm going to pour it into this glass container now so you can see what we've got here. I know it still looks cloudy, huh? That's all right. And let it cool for a few minutes. Okay, now you can see how this is starting to separate into 3 layers here. We've got the top layer, the butter, and then as this sits, the milk solids will float to the bottom or settle to the bottom. And what do you do with this foamy stuff on the top here? Well, don't throw that out. What we're going to do is we're going to take our ladle and just spoon that out of there until we have nothing but the clear butter on the top. And what we're going to do with this is ideal in pancakes or bread. So we get that skimmed off. Then, if I had cheesecloth, we could strain it through cheesecloth to get the milk solids out of the bottom. But I'm just going to let it settle. And what I do with it, you'll see here, I'm going to put this into a couple of plastic containers, let it get cold, and then when I go to use the butter, I can just spoon it out and all the solids will be at the bottom, and those you just throw out. Now you see how we just have the clarified butter up here now. I mean, you know, we got a little bit here. We could take a touch here or there, but for the most part, we've got all of the milk solids off the top. Oh, look how nice and shiny that is. Oh, there's one. He's kind of floating away on us. Let's get him. All right, so now I'll take my containers and very carefully pour my clarified butter into these. This one is going to be almost 100% clarified. This one will have some milk solids at the bottom. You see that creamy stuff coming? Oh boy. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pour it all in. Then when this cools completely, those solids will all be at the bottom, and I can pop that out and just scrape those off. Now we have clarified butter for saute work. Well, all right, guys, that's all there was to it. Clarified butter. Bon appetit.